CEO and founder of OPSWAT. How are you getting on?
Doing great, Ben. Thanks for having me.
Good. How's BlackHat? How are you coping with the heat?
It's okay,
Yeah.
It's okay, not that bad. Kind of here in the AC.
Absolutely. And what's your guys' plan this week? What are you looking to get out of the week?
So first, we have a big announcement. We'll just make a big announcement. We acquired a company called InQuest.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much. It's a company we've been working with for over 10 years. Initially, there have been a customer. Mike Ackerman was our customer at the connected service at the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And after he left the Pentagon, we've been partners under InQuest. We protected so many customers together. And now we decided maybe it's best for us to merge and to go to market together.
Perfect. So tell me a little bit about that. What do InQuest do? What sort of value will that bring you guys as a business?
So InQuest brings several expertise into OPSWAT. Number one is threat intel. We have a robust threat intel. We take our threat intel, merge it together with InQuest threat intel. Now we have much better offering. In addition to that, what InQuest brings to the table is a really kick-ass NDR. NDR stands for Network Detection and Response, which means they listen to all of the network traffic. And then using multiple indicators, including AI, machine learning, to see if you're being hacked. So in the past, what we used to do is that InQuest listened to the network and then ingressed all of that network into our MetaDefender platform. And then we end up kind of selling two products to the same customers. Now we'll be able to go and merge it and pretty much provide a smooth experience to our customers. So our customers are going to be so much more delighted.
Brilliant. And has that opened up your customer base now? Obviously, I know you guys focus a lot on critical infrastructure.
Yes.
How will this merger or acquisition help you guys sort of develop further?
So critical infrastructure stands for like 16 sectors at Homeland Security. That includes DoD, energy, manufacturing. So InQuest specializes mainly at the DoD, the kind of the federal, pretty much top secret. They have a secure facility around that. That will help us to go and serve that part of critical infrastructure in a much better way.
Perfect, brilliant. And one thing we always sort of understand and to tell the audience is really how you kind of came into this cyber world, for example. So if you can give me a minute or so update and how you come into the cybersecurity world, what your background is, and really what gave you the idea of OPSWAT.
So it's going to take more than a minute because
that's fine.
Well, I started as an engineer, as a programmer. So for my first computer was ZX81. So we like kind of programming around that. And after that, I went to the Technion in Israel. I grew up in Israel. Went to the Technion, which is a great the best school anyway for. And then I got my CS degree, and then and while I was, I went to school. Actually, I took several jobs as an engineer, and after that as a leader, and after that as a manager. And I always knew that I'm going to go and open up my own company.
Okay.
Inspiration by my mom, which actually runs her own business up until now.
Amazing.
And I knew it's going to be cybersecurity really early on, kind of very, very early on. I knew it's going to be cybersecurity, though I didn't want to go just raise money and then, go and do something. I want to gain experience in two companies, one small and one large. Right? So I got experience in one large company initially. So I kind of learned a lot of things about what to do and also what not to do.
Yeah.
And after that, in a small company as well, a startup, kind of to get kind of the feeling of that I really liked. And then I was waiting for the first big idea. So the first big idea was a cybersecurity language.
Okay.
Like we're speaking English like now, or at least I'm trying to speak English. So think about that, Ben, you're an antivirus and I'm a VPN, and we're just talking to make the secure the world a better place.
Yeah.
Because I figured out that if cybersecurity products will be able to communicate better, many breaches will be able to be eliminated. So that was like 2000, I would say 4, the first release, and after that kind of. And the go-to-market there was OEM. So I took the cybersecurity language and OEM that to companies such as Cisco and Palo Alto Networks. And that really helped me to, and it took off really well. And this way I managed actually to bootstrap the company.
Amazing.
So the company is kind of, it's bootstrapped. So I managed to invest mainly in R&D.
Okay. Out of Israel?
Go-to-market? No, actually out of San Francisco.
Nice.
Yeah. So out of San Francisco, Bay Area. Cool. Have you been?
Never been.
Never been to the Bay Area?
No.
Come on, Ben. Okay.
You're telling me I should go?
You should definitely go. And I think, October would be good timing. So, best weather. I found the company, and then it really took off. So we got kind of maybe 50 different OEMs, and
wow.
A lot of we're at BlackHat right now. Many of the cybersecurity companies are still running that. We're right now in generation 5, and keep enhancing the cybersecurity language, and we extended it to a full-blown SDK. And then while testing our cybersecurity language, I had a big aha moment.
Okay.
And I learned that antiviruses are operating in 2 modes, including the AI, the next gen, all of that. One is scanning a file, right? Scan a file and tell me if the file is infected or not. And second is protect my device.
Mm-hmm.
So anti-malware, next generation antivirus AI, are designed to do one thing: protect my device. They're not designed to scan a file, because it's very hard to predict. Even AI cannot predict whether the file that you see right now is going to be malicious or not before you execute the file, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the efficacy here is terrible, because the efficacy of like the protecting a device is like close to 100%, 99 point whatever. However, scanning a file is like 50%. Mm-hmm. And I came with a second big idea. I said, okay, I'm going to go and protect many organizations. Later on, it came up critical infrastructure from cyber threats by creating the firewall of data. So all of the file flow to organizations are going to be scanned by many antivirus engines. So I partner with more than 30 different antivirus engines in creating pretty much the IR tool of the antiviruses, pretty much everything. And we made it all to work extremely fast. You know, we had first we worked with SDKs, we have like OEM agreements, we remove redundant tasks, we did archiving once, we did all kinds of things to create this one working extremely smooth. And the customer does not need to license the third party. We just you have one package to go and get it. And it took off really well. And we start building plugin to the firewall of data, such as peripheral media protection, email protection, MFT, all powered by this cool technology. Mm-hmm. And we learned something else. So we expected the file flow to be protected, with 30 different antivirus. So we expect 99 and 99 after the 9 for protection efficacy. Mm-hmm. And then we found out that we're getting way better. We're getting 99.92 or 99.96. We're not getting this 100, close to 100% as we expected. Mm-hmm. And that's, again, I'm not going to go to statistics and so on and some other theory of computation. I'm not going to bore the audience. And then we came with a third big idea, which is CDR, which is content disarm and reconstruction. So what we figure out to go and get to nearly 100% protection, or sometimes 100% protection, we're regenerating the data. So we assume all of the data flow into the organization is malicious, so regenerating the data. And we feel very fortunate now because now, number one, we provide a very deterministic approach to organization. Hey, we protect the data flow to your organization. You have a nuclear facility, you have a government, you have a manufacturing, you have a bank. Use our technology, we can give you very high assurance that at least the data that you consume from your API file upload, email, MFT, vendors, and so on, does not contain malware, which is great assurance, something that antiviruses cannot do. Obviously, we're not signing on that, though we got third party, we got governments trying to penetrate our CDR unsuccessfully. We got third party testing, we got SE testing trying to penetrate, giving a 100% ranking. I'm not saying guaranteed ever. Mm-hmm. We are in cybersecurity. However, we're doing all of the tests and external tests to validate our assumption, and also our customers are very much appreciating that, and more. Some would say, "Oh, you're changing my data. Don't do that." So we got sometimes a lot of resistance for that. Mm-hmm. However, after they play with that, they put it in debug mode, they put it in they replicate the data. They see that the data is being regenerated without losing speed. Okay, actually, it's done very, very fast, and also the quality of the regeneration is very high. So your video, you're not losing your video, on the images, Word document, PowerPoint, also different file formats such as in Japan and Korea, they're not using Office files. They're using 8 different file formats for Office. So HWP files and other files. So we do those as well. We use other languages, right to left to right, animation, all of the kind of the stuff. We take care of everything, regenerating. And that's really creating a great technology foundation for us, for our mission, which is critical infrastructure protection. So if you are a sales executive or an engineer or a sales engineer or an accountant looking to find a home at a company with a mission for critical infrastructure protection, that's standing behind that there is a really great technology behind that for all of our products, which is the multi-scanning CDR. And since then we have many more technologies. We had the kick-ass sandbox that is sandboxing really, really fast. It's by emulation. We have a DLP, we have a threat intel. We have so many things to go and get to that. And we have a kick-ass technology platform and looking to make an impact. Yeah. We're a great home for that. We're growing really fast. We are definitely IPO material. So, and I cannot say it and I'm not doing it because, we are kind of X or Y. And anybody wants to go and understand externally, I can go and compare the OPSWAT to many other cybersecurity companies that are private and public and compare our financial profile. Yeah. We are definitely IPO worthy. I mean, we are growing, we're slightly profitable, we're growing more than 40%. Wow. The market is coming to us. Yeah. The regulation is coming to us. We are a company that we know to innovate. We have a bunch of innovation. We know to acquire and retain the talent. For example, we had a couple of acquisitions. One was Bayshore Networks. One of them is S&D, was FiScan.io that went extremely well. And both from the enhancement in the product quality post-acquisition, both from the delightment of the previous and new customers that we got to that, and both from the founders and their return by kind of getting into the ecosystem. So we know to do that, and we know also to innovate. Examples of several products that we released, such as secure storage and others that are really taking off. Cool. So we're a great home for folks that are looking to make a difference. We also formed an academy, www.OPSWAT Academy. It's free. The testing is really nominal, kind of their certification price to get the take, kind of to partner with the right accreditation companies. Though it provides anybody who wants to go and study what is critical infrastructure, how to protect critical infrastructure, what are the compliance mandates related, how to use OPSWAT tech to help protect critical infrastructure, and it's really taking off. We have more than 300,000 students, actually 390,000 students on this platform certified, which is more from the population of Iceland. Think about that.
Wow, incredible, right?
Yeah. So it's incredible. So it's really growing fast, and we're very proud of that. We have a growing platform. If you come here to BlackHat, we have 5 racks with all of the platform. It's really cool to see that. And also we got some simulations with a nuclear facility and others. So we're doing attack simulations there. Really cool ones. So you come by, can go and see that.
Definitely will. I definitely will. How big is the threat you guys face day in, day out? Do you think it's getting worse, or do you see it improving longer term?
So if you're looking for the breach reports, by the way, you have like notable breach reports. So it's very, very, very hard to tell whether there are more malware out there than not, just because of the reporting. Now, what's happening now, given latest compliance mandates, for example, latest SEC that mandates public companies to go and report breaches. So we see more breaches being reported, though it's very, very hard to tell. It's because there are more breaches or less breaches. We see that, especially with our tech, CDR, we eliminate the threats before it's happening. So that's what we see at that. However, we are exposed to a lot of attacks. So the attacks, we definitely see an increase. Yeah. Though, are these attacks successful? At least not within our customer base that are using the CDR and our technology base. So we see that what we do is effective. We even have testimonials from customers such as Upwork and others saying that before we see a significant decrease at the attacks, because the attackers went somewhere else much after they see what they've been facing. So we definitely see more threats, because from a threat intel perspective, the success rate of that is very, very hard to tell. We have close to 2,000 customers. Wow. I can just give you their perspective. Yeah. It's very hard to provide a world view of that. I think that you need to go and maybe partner with some additional governments around that to go and get kind of that. Though the websites that reports successful breaches, so if I'm looking at kind of collecting their data, and then you see it in my presentation later today, there is an increase in the successful breaches that are being reported. Okay, that's be clear on that. There's also an increase in spending, which is kind of, if you think about it, it's weird. How come there's more investment and more breaches? So, and I think that there is so many more years of maturity to occur in cybersecurity to reverse this trend. So I think that as we have more compliance mandates to go and say, hey, breaches are happening, that's going to be helping to go and report it and collect the right data to see if the industry is really catching up with a threat or lagging behind.
Perfect. And you're a business a leading business with around 20 or so products. How are you guys staying so innovative with all these like startup companies coming through and trying to change the world? Like, how are you guys always developing?
So first of all, we're extremely distributed. It's really fun to work kind of at sales at the company because sometimes you go to so many different countries. So we have more than 800. I think it's very soon we're going to exceed 1,000. Though we work in so many different locations. So for example, we have an office in Hungary and in Madrid and in Romania and in Tampa and in North Carolina and in Jersey and in San Francisco. And every team we're structured like an SBU, strategic business unit. So we have like startup within the startups to work. And now in Austin with InQuest. So we have like a startup within a startup to go and be responsible for a specific product line that everybody works. So actually the office will be only 50 people. So everybody kind of knows each other by names. Everybody kind of get together, have some fun. And the general manager of this specific office is responsible for the P&L of this specific product and some live go-to-market as well. And then whenever we everybody meet, every kind of representative represent those. So and everybody using the same development platform, the same development release, the same usability, the same connection to our central management to a point to create uniformity around that. So that's really helping to go and get some fun, also flexibility for folks. We have folks moving from San Fran to Hungary, from Tampa to Vietnam, from Vietnam to San Francisco. We have also folks in really cool mobility within our team, whether it's engineering, IT, or whatever, and we provide this flexibility in the company to get this kind of multicultural activity. So that's really unique. We do have several groups, also this kind of follow the sun, such as support and such as specific product development that are really doing follow the sun. That's for the most the mission critical activities that we're doing, and that's creating us the structure and framework. We're getting us the flexibility to go and support follow the sun while maintaining nice work and life balance. So
perfect. I've heard individuals say before that we as people could be like part of this problem, either lack of understanding, lack of training. Do you agree, or do you think there's a bigger threat out there? I know the term AI gets used quite a lot. What do you foresee as probably the biggest threat to these critical infrastructures?
So you mentioned AI. So I see AI as much more of a double-edged sword. On one end, the attackers are using the AI, and then the defenders are using AI. So, okay, who is going to go and win, right? So, and then who is going to go and put more resources in the right AI to do it? So, and we see recent threats using generative AI to go and change different phishing, to go and optimize the social engineering for that. So, you see the polymorphism of specific viruses also being used by AI to go and do it, to go and change the binary in a way that to evade detection by other AIs, is going to go and just use different LLM models to go and detect these specific patterns. So this is obviously a threat to go and get it, and that could be used to exploit vulnerabilities faster, to find vulnerabilities that will keep happening. And I do find CDR very effective, content disarmament reconstruction, the regeneration of the data, very effective to prevent AI-based threats. And the reason is that it's very deterministic. You're pretty much cleaning and just sanitizing the whole data into a point that kind of the permutation of the data, that it's going to be extremely hard for anything to pretty much guess anything, because whenever you regenerate everything, it's like it's very deterministic to a point that, and also very effective. We've seen against the AI threats. Is that immune to everything? I'm never gonna say that.
Yeah.
So we were doing everything we can to make it as immune as we can. So AI threats, yes, and using generative AI to go and use that, especially when you have so many LLM models available in open source, not only in the cloud, and they're getting better and better and better and better. Mm-hmm. Education, I would say also usability of products. I mean, I've seen, and I'm going to I'm in the industry for many years, and I'm seeing so many products, and I think that the usability are missing the point to the user. I haven't seen. I mean, we're working so much on to do that, and there's so much to do. So yet to do in usability of products to make them extremely efficient and effective. Mm-hmm. That is going to be known to everybody. So you don't need to get like a master's degree in computer science to go and figure out what to do. And so I think that there is and training. I think that training is not only a training at in the industry. Training, I would say that the academies want to go and change training. Yeah, and that's a threat. Another big threat that I see is the compliance mandates. Mm-hmm. They are much more taught through checking the box and going to the big brand versus the efficacy. And I think that there is, I'm writing now a book about that and about how to and specific, and I even put together a new executive order that someone needs to just sign. And that I believe that this is how compliance should be written, that is much more into the true efficacy and not just check the box. Okay. Because at the end of the day, that nobody wants to get fined, everybody wants to be compliant, and that will go and change the mindset of the cybersecurity professionals to go after the quality and not necessarily I don't want to get fired.
And this book is to educate people, or?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
When's the release?
I hope by end of the year. I hope.
Amazing. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, look, sort of going forward, and what's next for OPSWAT? Obviously, a really exciting acquisition this morning. Obviously, breaking news for you guys. What do you see over the next 12 months, next couple of years, 5 years, for example? Like, how are you guys going to keep improving?
So we make tremendous improvement in the integration of all of the product to a single platform. It's called my.opswat.com. So if you go to opswat.com and you go to my.opswat.com, you can start seeing that vision coming through. So we're making so many investment by integrating the product into the same platform, and we plan to build another platform to pretty much have so much more insights on top of that. So this is something that we're making. We have more products to release. The vision extend to more than 20, around more than 50 different products. Wow. To go and get this platform. That we're not doing it yet because, again, we want to get some maturity and some market fit and more volume in some products before we plan to release more. Mm-hmm. Some of them are going to be internal. Some of them are going to be acquisitions. Okay. So some of them, so it depends on the that. We're not relying on acquisition. Usually we're relying on ourselves to go and get wherever we need. We have a brilliant engineering team and a great ability to hire. However, if there is an acquisition to go and accelerate our go-to-market, we're not saying no to that as long as there is a great cultural fit, great team, and great tech stack. Cool. And also, we're not afraid to make a mistake. So to admit making mistakes. I'll give you an example. We made an acquisition of a sandbox, and and then a couple of years later, we found a new sandbox, completely blown minding, how sandbox should be done. Mm-hmm. We pretty much acquired that company and switched all of the customers into something like 100 times faster, more accurate emulation-based, that's the file scan, and that's really taking off. So we're not we know to pivot whenever we need to. Cool. And like you say, you're looking to grow for over 50 products. I can imagine the business is going to be growing as well. Yeah, I mean, also existing products are growing. Web products growing and like 3 digits. So some of the products are going extremely well, and there's an interesting internal competition between the products between the products deployment, delightments, and also revenue streams. So. Mm-hmm. Brilliant. To wrap this up, I hear you have a couple of important sort of talks, thought leadership meetings and stuff like that for the rest of BlackHat. Are you demonstrating anything to your potential customers, or? Not here. I mean, not that. The only thing we're going to go and talk about is the InQuest. Nice. We have so many parts of the platform that we plan to get that our customers are not aware of, such as, for example, we have a Meta Defender drive. So what it does, it's whenever you buy a computer like supply chain, you want to make sure there is no malware there. So we have like a USB drive with an LCD. So it scans everything you have on a laptop for vulnerabilities and with 5 different AVs and provide you a full report. Is there malware there or not to really protect that? So we're demonstrating that. I don't think we released it during Scope beginning of this year. I don't think that this audience here have seen that. So you'll be able to see that. We have multiple form factors for our peripheral media protection, like small kiosk, a mini kiosk, a larger kiosk, a stand to go and present, and an updated client to do that. So we're planning to present that. Though we, at least for BlackHat, we try to really to focus the attention of the InQuest and what they bring to the table with the NDR, network detection and response, the threat intel, and everything that they have with that. So
brilliant. Well, look, thank you very much for joining, Benny, and enjoy the rest of the week.
Thanks so much, Ben.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to this very special BlackHat 2024 edition of CyberBytes, the podcast. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share with your colleagues and friends. We are always looking for new guests to feature on CyberBytes. If you would like to, please reach out. Furthermore, if you are a candidate looking for your next role, technical or go-to-market, then please reach out directly or via our company email info@asperonsearch.com.